Now, if I mark these as a top priority alert, I can then click on them and see this one is a chlorine gas vent, which is going to pump out chlorine at 60 degrees Celsius, which is probably going to end up as being part of our kitchen, actually. G'day, mate. Welcome to episode 9 of our little Doomsday Cult. And in this episode, well, I covered at the end of the last episode. I'm going to cover it again really quickly now. What we're going to do is I'm going to start doing episodes every other day, which should mean that they're going to come out on time rather than keep getting later and later into the day. At the same time, also going to change up the format. We're aiming to do a project per episode. So that means some of the episodes are going to be a little bit shorter, some are going to be a little bit longer. I would apologize, but I edit them down as much as I see fit. If you think they should be edited more, hire me an editor. Or just support the channel on Patreon, and then eventually, I might be able to afford an editor. More importantly, you'll get your name in the series. Anyway, today we're going to bring in a new duplicate. I'm going to bring in Crisis, who is... JJ was the last duplicate we brought in, who's been a long time support... not only is she a supporter of the channel on Patreon, she's also one of my second admin ever. Crisis is actually the first admin. It is entirely his fault that we have a Discord channel. Links to Discord if you want to come join. Come chat about Oxygen Not Included or any other games that appear on the channel. Links for Discord are down in the description below. We're going to have to give him his skills first. JJ didn't get a hat. Crisis wants to operate, so we're going to throw him into improved tinkering. Caretaker can go and get field research. I didn't realise there were so many here waiting to be done. We're going to keep people basically in their strengths for the moment. Huff is going to be our first Metatronics engineer. I know he wants to do digging, but I don't really care. I really need a Metatronics engineer because it'll allow us to start doing automation. Chris can get... his artist hat, because if we get him up to here, we can actually start putting down some decor. And Ethan is still probably going to be re-rolled, maybe, possibly. Okay, so this episode's plan, we're going to try and core out the center of the map. We're going to try and, because we've worked out that this is space, therefore around here's oil. So we're going to try and aim for roughly the center of the map, somewhere in this black area here. And that's where I want to set up our colony. So the good news is that requires diggers. We have a couple of really strong diggers, so it shouldn't be too hard to set up. But I've got a Bissolite here, so I want to try and not knock that out, because this is going to be the left-hand side of the base. So, what do you have with materials? Sandstone. Okay, sandstone it is. We're going to set this to be a little bit of a higher priority. Actually, we're going to come in right here. We're going to go 4 wide. Oh, do I dig? Okay. What you can do is we can do the serpentine dig. And then if I copy that, I can then paste it over and over and over. And I know it's really hard to tell so far, but if I line things up, the duplicate should be able to get in here and be able to dig everything without actually having anything. They should be able to hop from tile to tile, basically. I'm going to have to speed the game up. What are we doing? Oh, JD's in there analysing. It's almost done. No, not quite. Had to go for a breather. Okay. We're going to try this. I don't know how successful this is going to be. It could be really good. It could be really bad. It does slow them down a little bit on their overall getting around the place. But it means I don't have to worry about ladders. And realistically, I want to looky-loo first. So hopefully they'll dig across to here and then start going up. They're also going to go left at the same time because I know they're duplicates. I know they're idiots, but you know. That's our plan. Now, the rest of the base is pretty much fine. Food's going up slowly. We are heating up this section of the base. I haven't done anything about recycling our water yet because it looks like I don't have to yet. It's still pretty chilly down here. If I deconstruct... No, actually I don't have to deconstruct a tile anymore. I can build straight over it. If I put a tile there, that'll at least allow this water, when it finally builds up enough from our natural gas generator, to come along and join the rest of this liquid. It should be fairly cold. We put out polluted water at... You're not going to tell me. In theory, it's coming out 70 degrees Celsius. I have a feeling when it hits the ground... polluted water, -5 degrees. Yeah, it's not going to stay warm for long. Oh, Crisis already got hypothermia. Speaking of Crisis, I never moved him over to a new schedule. Crisis. I have no idea what the hell you were doing all the way over there, Crisis, but okay. Probably help if you guys didn't walk through the water. Although this is all ice that's melting, so, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's the soggy feet. Caretaker, where are you going? You're coming down here for... igneous rock. Iron ore. Okay, iron ore. To run the smelter. Oh, wow. Go. Yeah, they're quick. Let's go up further. We've got a mob who's just going to keep dumping out polluted oxygen. That might actually have... No. I thought it might have germs. No. Yeah, as I was saying about their digging, this is a quite effective way of... Hang on. Alright. Okay, let's do this again. Let's do a section here. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, hopefully that's good enough that I can copy it across. There. 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 This tool is not exactly designed for this, but it works. There. There. I'm getting better at this. The more I do it. No, that does line up. Looks like an alright spot so far. Do you line up? I think you line up. Oh, I missed a bit in there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like, It's not entirely effective, but like it'll definitely work at a pinch. We are going to put down some level 9 deodorizers right here, just to try and stop any polluted oxygen coming out. It's all going to be germ-free, germ-free. It's all going to be germ-free, but I prefer it not in the base. Then again, I'd prefer it if this puff went this way, because that way he wouldn't be hungry. But he only likes going up, because he's stupid. And that crude oil can't go anywhere, because I don't actually have anywhere for you to sweep it. Later problem. So yeah, the rest of the base is like... When I'm not doing construction tasks, the rest of the base is doing fine. I haven't tapped this yet, so maybe we should... Plumbing... Valencia right there. Actually, I don't need to dig that out or that out. Just that. Yeah, these are all priority 5 dig tasks. And like I said, so far I'm pretty happy. So, this is the area we've marked out that needs to be excavated. The duplicates are very, very hard at work, and I have to show this off, otherwise somebody's going to complain at me, or complain at me more. Nope, that's not a volcano. Okay, so I have a volcano here. We can see that by the neutronium at the bottom, and I have a volcano here, and we can see that by the neutronium at the bottom. Now, if I mark these as a top priority alert, I can then click on them and see this one is a chlorine gas vent, which is going to pump out chlorine at 60 degrees Celsius, which is probably going to end up as being part of our kitchen, actually. So I'm going to try and integrate that into our kitchen. I don't know how at this stage, but it seems like a good idea at the time when I said it out loud. And this one down here, so the bottom right-hand corner, we also have a copper volcano that we're going to have to work our way around. But I'm hoping sort of this much area, we're just going to be building between volcanoes, but I'm hoping that's sort of enough to get a base started and up and running. Really, there's not a lot I can show you for a little while. I'm going to probably just be taking on care packages. I think balm lilies are really important. Balm lily, do you grow in chlorine? You do. Balm lilies are a super, super, super important plant. They go with Draco farms. I'll put a link up in the top right-hand corner. If you can get these going, these can sustain a whole Draco farm and cost no duplicate farming time, no nothing. It's completely self-sufficient. They're wonderful. I love them. So we're going to take the balm lily seed. I don't need to do anything with it right at the moment. It can just sit there as another static item, and we'll work it out later. That's water. Why do we have water? I think I have water actually freezing the pipes. It's coming out of the smelter at 30 degrees. Oh, it's because I'm processing gold. Gold doesn't add too much heat. Oh crap. That one's also flooded. No, nothing in here should have got too cold. It's alright. We'll send a dupe to mop it up. Yeah, grow farm tiles. Body temperature. Yeah, it's got too cold. No, it's got too hot! It's got too hot, my son! I did not expect that one coming. $30.1, 30.3, 30.3. Okay, I'm not going to bother sweeping up the junk. It'll go away eventually. Mop. Can we just please? Like, the pipes are definitely not leaking. I don't know where the liquid's coming from, but just if you mop it up once and for all, it's done. Okay. So our diggers are digging. The plan is, yeah, we're going to put in a whole base between this volcano, well, this volcano, that geyser, and I thought there was another one here, but that's not neutronium, that's abyssalite, so we'll see. But yeah, there's not a lot to show at the moment. We're just going to need time for the duplicates to do their thing and do their digging tasks. Yes, I get sidetracked often. Actually, probably not going to dig into that abyssalite. No, it's just an old biome. So yeah, I'm going to leave the duplicates running for a little while, see what they dig up. And yeah, catch you guys in, I don't know, whenever we print a duplicate that's worthy. Otherwise, my mobs died, didn't they? Yep. Otherwise, when we get enough of this dug out, that we can sort of start planning, because that's going to be the other thing we need to do. We're going to plan this all out in one foul swoop, I expect. Anyway, I'm gonna put in a cut, and I will be back. And welcome back. So, no, it's not dug out. It's really not dug out. Yeah, I have no idea how many cycles it's been because I didn't look before I put in the last cut. But we went with the jumping all over the place method, and it's really bad for pathfinding, and it really slows down the dupes after you get to the extreme, which is what I got to. So we started laying ladders on the right hand side, figuring like I'll aim for the central staircase here somewhere, and kept digging and found like there's a whole oil biome which accidentally flooded down here. There is a oil well here, oil reservoir, which we're gonna have to dig around. There is crude oil, frozen crude oil, at 3.2 tons in some of these tiles, which of course is going to explode when I go anywhere near it and when it melts. So yeah, it's minus 40 degrees over here. It's super cold. So yeah, this is sort of where I'm at, and I'm gonna have to probably put in a cut here and end the episode and come back and look at this with what our plan is going to be for the next episode. In the meantime, the printing pod is ready. It has a Drecklet, and I haven't printed it yet because I've been trying to get this up and running. I want somewhere to put a Drecklet. I want somewhere to keep a Drecklet. I want to have Dreckos desperately. So another side project. And yes, we're racing the priority 9s now, well and truly. Was to try and get the little bit of chlorine we have down here, because this seems to be all the chlorine so far. Like, we have that chlorine vent, but that's untapped, or unexplored so far. So the idea was to get the chlorine that we already have access to and pump it down in here to get our one balm lily. So the one balm lily we printed off previously, to get it up and running in this little biome, to hopefully propagate it to get Drecos up and running. So that's been the plan, and that's sort of as far as I've gotten, because I haven't been able to get the wiring in. Oh no, wiring's in. Chlorine. Wiring's almost in. So yeah, that's as far as we've got on that project. And yeah, I'm just running through a conventional filter, the old boring type, the ones that use lots of power because frankly I don't care. And I wanted a guaranteed way to not lose any chlorine. In the meantime, this is semi-set up. We just don't have... We've got too many errands and not enough duplicates. So I've put in all the framework for this, pump, the whole works. Power cable included. Automation wire included. Yep, automation wires included. Everything's set up for this. The water lock's in place. There is a little bit of chlorine, but that'll fall into this room, and then I'll deal with the rest of everything later. And that's where this one's up to. So this one's waiting for dupe labor. And with 12 of them running around, I honestly don't have enough. I don't have enough labor still. But there we go. We're pumping some chlorine into the room. And then chlorine's a heavy gas. So I really should pump this to a vacuum to start with. No, I'm just going to sort it out later. So what I will do is I will put in a single airflow tile. We're going to go with bright yellow, just so it's done. In at the top, and chlorine should settle at the bottom, which has happened. I want to uproot you, again, bright yellow, and plant it over here, where it's a balmy 11 degrees. And you guys need 35 degrees. So we're trying to get the temperature up and running, but chlorine is again just a gas that really... Do I have any chlorine I can click on? Chlorine. It just sucks at thermal capacity and heat capacity. So it's going to take quite some time for me to heat this room up to, well, to any sort of happy growing temperature. And I need to get enough chlorine into the room that, you know, things stabilize. So that chlorine's not meant to come out. So yeah, I'm going to look at... we're going to look at this in the next episode. I hope to plan out a full-fledged kitchen, sleeping areas, all that sort of stuff. And then, that'll be episode 10. So if we can get that all planned out in episode 10, and even better if we can actually get the duplicates moved across. Yeah, out oxygen. Not chlorine, oxygen. I want the oxygen out. Chlorine can stay in. I've got dribs and drabs of natural gas and carbon dioxide and everything down here. Yeah, the whole base gas overlay is a little bit of a mess. I don't want to wander off and forget about this. Actually, put one down here. What is it 13 degrees? I thought so. Hang on, cancel, because that's not going to work, obviously. There's liquid on the other side of that. So yeah, I'm going to print off a directlet. I'm going to pop him in this room after I can get the temperature of this room up, which is going to take a little while. That heat is going to go flat out, and the thermosensor's set to 40 degrees, which is like bare minimum. But, you know, it's going to take a couple of cycles to heat this up. Once we get the bar milling up and running, preferably even after it's done a cycle of harvesting, so I can duplicate the seed and get a second one running. That's the point where I will print off that directlet. So that could be 1 or 2 cycles, it could be 5 or 10 cycles. Drecos are so important for getting reed fighting. And they can really automate the whole process very, very quickly and easily. Yeah, they were now got chlorine going out that time. It's full of carbon dioxide, which you won't grow in. Okay, I'm going to have to put a carbon skimmer down here. Yeah, normally I would set this up in advance, but because I sort of threw it together in a hurry, nothing's going my way. And look, all my chlorine has now moved over here. So yeah, I'm going to end this episode here. I know I've said that 3 times already, but this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. Next episode, like I said, I'm hoping to have everything planned out for the great build over here. And we can get all the duplicates moved across, which means this will become like archaeology, the old base, and therefore we can open that up to new duplicates of all shapes and sizes. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.